You saw that Dan Bongino yesterday stepping down.
Yeah.
So
that's terrible.
I mean, like, what is he? But here's my thing: what would make somebody like that, who I know loves the country, that there's no question, there's absolutely zero question, what makes it Dan Bongino? Because I heard, and again, you're right, you have to wait for that it was going to be Cash, that he was not happy with Cash Patel's stance. But then to hear that it was Dan Bongino,
and the thing is like I remember watching Dan Bongino on the Epstein stuff on Rumble.
Yes.
And that guy is a real smart guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he dove into, and I mean, he doesn't know who I am, which is fair enough. This guy's larger than life. He's huge. But I remember listening to him tons and tons of times on the Epstein stuff, and he was really adamant, and him getting in that FBI position, people had a lot of big expectations.
Yep.
That, hey, we got the guy in there who doesn't believe. And then when he came out and he was like, actually,
he killed himself.
It destroyed. I think that was such a brutal killing blow to him. And I'm not sure. Here's what I wonder. And I do wonder this, right? And this is pure speculation, right? So you don't take it to the bank, anybody. Okay. Just thoughts in my head. When he went in there, he did see some things on Epstein that raised his eyebrows. And he was told to basically come out and say this, and he did. And he has a lot of regrets about it. Yeah. And this is a reason he's leaving. This is a big form of speculation that's going on. I'm not sure that that's in any way or shape or form the case, though. So, but it is something that has crossed my mind.
Yep.
Yes.
I saw his post when he announced he's going into the FBI. He got a few 100,000 likes.
Mm-hmm.
His post yesterday that he is stepping down. Let's see here. If you look at the post of him stepping down yesterday.
I'm leaving right there, Pat. 11.1 million views.
Yeah. So to me, I don't know. Thank you. I think people thought he was going to go in and do stuff with Epstein. And the interview we all watched, we were all suspect about.
Yeah. He killed
the way he answered, and he's doing stuff with his eyes and overreacting. Like,
see, now there with the Epstein stuff, there is compelling evidence. The brother of Epstein had, he had his own expert come in to try to do analysis and verification on the official story. And they did present evidence that this looked like it possibly could have been a murder by suffocation and various things. And that evidence is at least compelling.
But the guy that brought in, the guy they brought in, anybody that ever hired him, the guy sided with the person that paid him. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So anybody that hired him to investigate who was behind it always sided with the person that paid him.
Sure. However, that doesn't mean he's wrong.
No, it doesn't mean he's wrong. But
and so
if you have 6 patterns of that happening, and the guy's an 80-year-old something guy, it's not like a
it's
guy
enough to raise an eyebrow about.
It's enough to raise an eyebrow.
But it's at least some evidence.
Sure, I get it's something you ought to consider. But it goes back to when you're talking about, when there's an eyewitness and it happens, and people misremember the sequence of what happened first.
Right.
Well, first they opened the door, then they walked in, then they shot. You sure? Did they shoot first, then open? I don't remember. It's kind of like, so you don't, so, but you got to put into consider it. But to me, when he does his first podcast in the next 6 months, how is he going to do a podcast? Think about it. Is it going to be 19 things I learned in the FBI that they don't want you to know about? He can't do that.
No, of course not.
He can't do that. So, okay.
Non-disclosure.
So the entire time he's thinking about what things am I going to comment on? What are you going to comment on?
What if he came out and he's a whistleblower? He's
not going to do that.
Then protected under whistleblower laws.
He's not going to do that, because I think
it would destroy him.
The hardest part about, when you join the mob, and everything is a mob. It doesn't matter what you think about.
When you're a made man, you don't just walk away, right?
He is a made man.
He is.
Yeah.
Great point.
So he is a made man.
Great
So
point.
if you're going to walk away and go back to regular life, listen, you don't think they have stuff on everything with Dan, and in this video he's talking about how tough it is on his marriage, and how, I don't know if you saw that interview, Says, you realize how tough this is on my marriage? I don't see my wife. We're having a hard time. We're separated right now. He says, not separated as divorced. We're just separated for the last 6 months. This is not like a, oh my God, what an awesome job. I can't wait to be, the director or you do this. No, it's a pretty shitty job that you got.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a family guy.
Oh,
and Cash is not a family guy. Cash has got a girlfriend.
Yeah, that he's doing podcasts with.
Totally get it. But what I'm saying is he's got a
his girlfriend sue Elijah Schaffer?
Yes.
I don't know.
She was getting sued because they said that she was a honeypot, allegedly, for Israel.
Yeah.
And they
sued him for like $10 million
for a lot of money.
Or something?
I think we showed it, Pat. He made a video. You played it a while ago about the guy saying, he's like, bro, I didn't say.
Who is Elisha Schaffer?
Elijah Schaffer,
he's a podcaster.
He's a podcaster.
Can you pull him up real quick, Rob? I'll let you know the moment I see his face.
Yeah, this guy.
We showed it.
Yeah, we made that video.
Yeah.
But then, and I know we want to close, Pat. You have to understand too, like what you're talking about, the conscience. They release, besides the influencers holding the Epstein list, which is complete BS, and it was such an embarrassment with all the lying from Pam Bondi and all these people. Just alone, Andrew, the doctored video of splicing out moments in his jail cell, of Epstein's jail cell. It's like, you guys took out 30 seconds. What are we doing, bro?
It was. But
do you think, just to ask you directly, right? Do you think that Trump is named in the Epstein files?
I don't think his name is. If I had to guess and assume, I think very powerful people that he knows that gave him potentially money, they're on there. There's a lot of
Is
people.
it a deal breaker for you?
I don't like, I'm anti anything. He knows this. He knows me more than anybody here. Anything with children, Andrew, as a Christian, Bible reading. The major, most warning spots in the Bible, I think it's Ephesians chapter 12, something like that, verse 6, about harming children. That's the worst. You might as well tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself in the deepest parts of the ocean, which the symbolism is God sees everything. Why would God say in the deepest parts of the ocean? Because he wants you out of his freaking sight.
If it came out that Trump... Not that Trump did any of this stuff, but just people adjacent to him.
And he's protecting them?
Yeah. It's over, right?
I'm done.
I agree with that.
I don't play... Andrew,
I think that's the correct take, honestly.
You know what my position is?
I love kids. I can't play that game.
What about the I guess my last question for you, since I got you here, is like, you do realize, though, that our federal government engages in blackmail operations like that all over the world, along with other governments.
Yes.
Sometimes to good effect. Like sometimes, like that's really to our benefit that they do that, right?
He's sat there multiple times because Andrew, great. I love that you said that. I had to wake up to that fact because I said, "Let justice be done, though the heavens fall." Meaning, if we're built on that, like, and I get what you're saying. How does God, the ultimate judge, look at us? People are manipulating each other and doing everything to further the dominance and the power of the United States. I am so I get what you're saying, and trust me, I know that they're doing it because it didn't start with Trump. This has been going. It's such a powerful thing, Andrew. They've all been involved.
Well, it's gone through 4 administrations,
Four of them. Yeah. So exactly. So my point is, my attitude is, I understand 100%, and he's explained it, and I get it. It's just, bro. I know for a fact God isn't going, yeah, you know what? Keep the pedophilia a secret because X, Y, and Z are there and we have a good relationship with this country. I'm anti that 1,000% because God, you're not hiding from him at all. He sees it all. He said, you were going to say something too, Pat, before?
No, I was going to say what he said. Which is, what is the inventory of intel that we've shared with Mossad. Let's say we go there. So I've had Mark Epstein
and MI6.
And MI6, and not just MI6 and Mossad, quite
all
multiple intel.
Yeah.
Say you're sharing that intel with them, and say you have had control of some of the most powerful people that are evil people in the world, and you can hang on to that for all this time so they don't do anything dumb. Is that better to save the lives of current hundreds, if not millions of people? That's the argument. Okay, so you can sit there and.
But as a Christian, if he's going
as
from
a Christian,
he's going from Christian ethics.
No, as the Christian argument, you're the argument.
So from the ethics,
but remember,
from the ethics side, it's like
Trump at Charlie Kirk's memorial. What did he say?
I'm when it comes to evil enemies,
his
And, yep.
Lord and Savior.
Yes.
He never
not
said,
Trump's.
he says, with Charlie Kirk's
Lord and Savior.
He
Yep.
never said our.
Nope. You're 100%
So to
right.
Trump, when he says, I'm not going to heaven,
Yeah.
maybe to him, he's accepted it.
Yep.
And he
Very
thinks to have this job, I don't live by the standard you live.
Yep.
Then it is what it is.
But if he's saying from his standard, from the standard of Christian ethics, he's saying, who cares? Like, even if it protects hundreds of thousands of people, it's not worth one kid having that happen. That's a remarkably consistent position that I can't really beat a person up over because it is consistent.
There is. But to what extent? So keep that position. To the extent of you'd be willing to replace Trump for Kamala? To the extent of you'd be willing to replace Trump for Newsom? Or to the extent of you would be willing to replace Trump with a super conservative guy like a DeSantis?
Well,
then that's a different position.
What if it's
that's primary?
Yeah.
But what if we flipped it a little bit? Okay, I'm willing to do all of that if it's the case that this behavior stops. Wouldn't that still be consistent? So let's say if you were to say, okay, I will replace Trump with Kamala, but only under the condition that these blackmail operations using underage kids as sexual objects also stops. And would you take the deal then?
Do you believe somebody on the progressive side is going to have that kind of a belief system?
But let's just say hypothetically,
Planned
though.
Parenthood is a great thing.
Well, let's just say hypothetically they would. Would you make the deal then? Would you replace them then?
What other values and principles would I need to accept that comes with that package?
Yeah, that's a
Would
good
I need
point.
to accept the package of LGBTQ? Would I need to accept the package of allow 20 million immigrants to come in, of which
Trump's not exactly hard on the LGBTQ, to be fair.
No, he's not. But you know what his argument was in 2016 when they asked him about it. In 2015, they asked him about it. They said, so what is your position with LGBTQ? He said, isn't that already a law? What are we talking about? Let's move on.
Yeah.
It was a 2-second conversation. Yeah. And he moved on from it, right? Because Trump is very calculating. He looks at what are the top 5 issues. Why would I make a 12 issue a number 3 issue? No, boom. Here's my top 5 issue. They're sending their worst. They're rapists. They're this, they're that, and we got to build a wall. Boom. Go. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm behind it. Then comes in, hey, guys are praying over him. Is he a Christian? Is he not a Christian? Nobody knows you. I used to go to the church of Norman Vincent Peale with Power of Positive Thinking, and that's a different Christian power of positive thinking.
You don't think that that's a more powerful argument?
Which one?
So the argument from complexity, he's saying, like, look, this is a really complex world that we live in. And even if it was the case that Trump knew about this and is protecting these people, the greater harm actually would be to allow Kamala Harris to perform another 700,000 abortions this next year.
That's such a freaking crazy argument. Like, I'm 100%. Like
You know what George Clooney said? He said something about if somebody harms my kid, I don't know what it was.
Who was this?
He says
Clooney.
He says something about guns, or I don't know what the argument was. But the argument was, I don't believe in that policy because it was a conservative policy. He says, but if somebody did this to my daughter, I would go and kill them. Mm-hmm. And I would gladly go to jail. Okay? Okay. What's the point? If you find out that happened to your whatever, kid, somebody, that niece, nephew, and you're like, oh, you did that. No problem. I'll go to jail for life. Mm-hmm. I'll come and take you on. Like, who was the UFC fighter, right? And I got to wrap it up because Mateo keeps texting me.
He just
Dos Santos.
He just got possibility of parole.
Yeah. He went. I said, "What did you do?" Boom, and he shot him. I don't know what he did. He kicked his ass. He did something to him.
Cain Velasquez. Yeah.
Cain Velasquez.
There he is. There he is, Robbie. He just hit the news.
If you go to news, Rob, go back and just go to news. You know,
he's parole eligibility. He went after the guy that molested somebody in his family.
Nephew or something like that, right? So to me, you know, that's where you sit there and you say, I'm going to either leave it up to God, mm-hmm. the 14-year-old kid with the 10-year-old son that he experienced 10 years ago, which I think that you told me was you haven't spoken about this but one other time. Mm-hmm. In that moment, what do you do? Do you leave it up to God, or do you go and say, really? eye for an eye, I'm coming. That's the individual's choice. And that's why, just like the sniper cop that sits down and tells him, you're going to get $5 gifts, send thank you cards. She's going to change. She will never be the same again. She's still the same person as inside, but you have to try to find a way to find that person. But she's permanently changed, right? Okay. Someone's going to sit there if that happens to you. It's going to be like, look, I know you want to kill this guy. But if you kill this guy, look what you have here. They're going to suffer. You have still a kid left. You have still 2 kids left. You still have you got siblings. You got this. People are relying on you. And then your battle is what? I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, of course.
So that's flesh, and that's faith in God.
100%.
What a battle to go through.
Oh.
I understand that.
Yep.
Vengeance in the blood. Like when I was talking about his eyes, and I said, your eyes tell me you don't trust anybody. You're super skeptical, and you have, a rage in you. Why is that, right? I get that. But when you have a handful of countries that are hoping for you to have a massive fall, and this country's values and principles, billions of people around the world are hoping America makes it so they can come back and influence a little bit of our country. Hey, man, can you guys just keep it together? Can you guys, Americans, don't get a divorce? Can you guys, stay solid? Because you're concerning me, and I'm living in Brazil, or I'm living in this. I don't want to leave Brazil, but I kind of want America to stay strong. I think that person's job of being the president, it is not everybody's job. When you become a president, you have to accept the fact that your decisions will kill people. Your decisions will cost a lot of people's lives.
Politics always a trade-off.
Don't run for office if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not for you. That's his job. Let him deal with his maker on what he wants to do. And that's my position. But I understand why he's doing what he's doing. To me, he has such a control, I believe, over 20, 30, 40, 50 people. And that's kind of keeping it together. That blackmail or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you wouldn't do it. Maybe the average person watching right now saying, screw you guys, I don't agree with you. Totally get it. But that, typically in a family, you get pissed off.
I think they do get it.
I don't think everybody gets it.
No, but I think enough do.
I agree with you. I do think enough do, but I do think there's a percentage like, but no. And I get it. Like, when you're your father and you have kids, and 80% of the stuff the kids are not going to understand. Like, what are you talking about? Dude, you'll know in 20 years.
Yeah.
Relax, bro.
Yes.
That's true.
Go try to get straight A's right now.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, go try to get straight A's right now. One day you'll understand what the fuck, what is going on here. Till that day, play your sports, play your Muay Thai, play your stuff. Go do whatever you're doing with your Fortnite, and then read some books. And then later on, as we're evolving, I'll tell you more about the family. And by the way, guess what, kid? What? There's about 8 things you will never know about your family. Really? Yes. Just like there's 40 things I don't know about my mom and my dad. And we all have to live with it. We move on. Anyways, Andrew, I can already tell from just the last 30 minutes, you're a conversationalist. And how big is your podcast right now? How well is it doing? Yeah, you're a good host. Is it mainly you talking, or do you bring people and have conversations as well?
Mostly me. I'm a freestanding creator, so it's mostly me who.
But I think you also you also are a good point guard. I think you're also a good point guard. I think you know.
I've always done well in this setting.
Yeah, but no, some are just scorers, and they're killer scorers, and some are, triple threat. Like they're good at giving points that go viral. I want to know what that guy has to say. What did Andrew Wilson say about this, right? Yeah. And then there are guys that create the conversation, and then there's guys that are very entertaining. You just listen to like Tim Dillon. You don't, whether you agree with him or not, he's going to turn the shit out of you, right? You're a good point guard as well. I only saw you as a scorer, but you're actually a very good point guard as well. Take it for, whatever you do with that compliment, it's up to you. I'm just telling you, you're a good point guard.
I appreciate it.
You ought to entertain, bring in panel, because I think you're a good guy at holding it together as well.
My name is Andrew Wilson, host of the Crucible. As you guys know, I'm a political analyst and a political satirist. If you want to talk directly with me, as many of my audience have requested that they be able to do, I've been able to carve out a system on this platform, Connect, in order to do that with you. That's on Connect. You can ask me whatever questions that you want. We can talk debate. We can talk strategy. We can talk about basically whatever it is that you've been wanting to talk with me about. And I hope to see all of you there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.